I want to show you how President Biden has outmaneuvered Donald Trump in the closing days of the Biden administration with grace and dignity and a patriotism and love of our country that's quintessential Biden. So just take a look at this. These are the types of posts that Donald Trump has been making over the past 24 hours. Donald Trump goes, "If there's going to be a shutdown of government, let it begin now. Under the Biden administration, not after January 20th under, quote, Trump. This is a Biden problem to solve, but if Republicans can help solve it, they will, exclamation point." And this, says Donald Trump and Trump's boss, Elon Musk, are telling MAGA Republicans to kill the continuing resolution, as they did earlier in the week, that would have prevented a government shutdown. Donald Trump wants the debt ceiling to be totally abolished so he can enact his Project 2025 agenda. Donald Trump creating chaos during the transition to himself. And of course, we know the chaos that Donald Trump caused during the transition to President Biden. Trump is also posting the following: Congress must get rid of or extend out to perhaps 2029 the ridiculous debt ceiling. Without this, we should never make a deal. Remember, the pressure is on whoever is the president. In other words, blame, blame, blame. In a moment, I'm going to contrast this to President Biden, but I think it's important to show you the contrast. So hang in there. Don't worry. I'm not showing Trump video or audio. You know that's my latest policy we've enacted since the election here on My Hot Takes. Trump goes, "I told the European Union that they must make up their tremendous deficit with the United States by the large-scale purchase of our oil and gas. Otherwise, it is tariffs all the way!" Exclamation point. Threatening our allies in Europe with some nebulous blackmail. "Who made this coin?" he posts. Then on his social media platform as well, this is what's being sold. This is what he's profiting off of, because these are ads on his social media site. "Get your ivermectin from All Family Pharmacy, allfamilypharma.com. Ivermectin hydroxychloroquine." And it's RFK Jr. pitching Donald Trump's selection to be the Health and Human Service Director, pitching products like that. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's boss, I think the actual president-elect, Elon Musk, is mocking the physical appearance of female Congress members. Turns out that Washington, D.C. swamp creatures are real. And he's mocking Rosa DeLauro right there. And he has spent the morning mocking her because she criticized him. How dare you criticize Elon Musk? So he's out there using his social media platform to mock her physical appearance. So that's Donald Trump. And I've referred to Donald Trump as having the small stick or micro stick policy, which is use the accordion hands, threaten, huff and puff, but when it comes down to it, have no real power and just being obnoxious. On the other hand, when I interviewed President Biden, I believe that not only did he reflect grace and dignity, but also I think that's what real strength looks like. We did the interview in the Roosevelt Room of the West Wing of the White House, named after FDR and Teddy Roosevelt. Now, Teddy Roosevelt said, his famous expression is, "Speak soft, but carry a big stick." It's called the big stick policy. In other words, a true leader doesn't go and make all of these threats all over the place. The true leader is dignified, is a true statesman, but when it comes down to it, exercises real power when necessary. And I think that's what President Biden is, and Biden reflects. And I know that doesn't fit into a nice, cute sound bite for TikTok or whatever, but to me, that's what real leadership is. So contrast Donald Trump making all of these threats, the bluster on his social media, and contrast that to President Biden here. So when I asked President Biden, hey, you know, Donald Trump's going to try to take credit for all of your stuff, what are you going to do? Watch this response from President Biden. And by the way, you can watch the full interview on our YouTube channel. It is a must-see. And sometimes I get asked by you how you can help the MeidasTouch Network. If you can share that full interview with 10, 15, 20 people you know, it helps us so much. And if you could put in the comments that you shared it with 10, 20, 15, however many people you shared it with, let me know in the comments. It goes a long way to help us out and have more people see that video. Here's what President Biden responded. Play this clip. What are you going to do when the other guy, those out there bragging about accomplishments under you, the Medicare $2,000 cap is going to kick in 2025, and he's going to be out there saying, I did this. How's that going to make you feel when that happens?
Look, if it continues to benefit the American, look, I've invested more in red states than in blue states, all of these programs we just talked about. And the reason for that was the red states didn't operate very well, and they really hurt their constituents. So those factories closed and the like. The fact is that I represent all of America, not just Democrats. And I think what it's going to do is going to bring the country more together than separate it. And for example, you already have folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others saying, don't eliminate the factory after talking about the proposal that we're going to build that was the worst idea anybody's ever had. She didn't vote for it. So I think there's going to be a bit of a comeuppance here, but the bottom line is I'm convinced that over time, the American public will respond to what is the intention of the party to try to help ordinary people. And the fundamental change I made, and I made a speech at Brookings Institution about it recently, was on the economy. The fact is that we had a long time this idea of trickle-down economics. Let the wealthy do very, very well. They'll have so much money, it'll trickle down on people's kitchen tables and coffee tables and the like, and everyone will benefit. I've never bought that theory. And so what I've decided to do was to change it to build the economy from the middle out and the bottom up. Wealthy still do very well, but the middle class and working class people do much, much better. And that's exactly what's happening. And so I think the long-term prospects for the country are very good.
I've been trying to lose some weight lately and get a little healthier, and I'll tell you what's been a key for me. It's called Prolon, and a lot of our viewers say it's changed their life. So forget everything you know about fasting. I want to tell you about Prolon by L-Nutra. It's the only patented fasting mimicking diet that combines the benefits of prolonged fasting with science-backed nutrition plans so you can hit your health and weight loss goals without actually having to give up all the food. So introducing Prolon, it's a revolutionary plant-based program. It nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. Researched and developed for decades at the University of Southern California Longevity Institute. By the way, I teach at USC Law. It's backed by leading U.S. medical centers. Prolon helps promote healthy blood sugar, supports cardiovascular health, and it reduces abdominal fat. But Prolon isn't a diet. Prolon is a science. Science based on Nobel Prize winning discoveries in medicine. It all starts with Prolon's 5-day program. Snacks, soups, and beverages, they're all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. Unlike anything you've ever experienced. I did the 5-day program. I feel so much better, feel more energy. And the thing is, it's not a diet, it's a science. And it was convenient. They sent me everything I needed all in one box. I followed the directions. It was great. No wonder thousands of doctors are now recommending Prolon to support healthy blood sugar and cardiovascular health. So right now, Prolon is offering the MeidasTouch podcast listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. So go to prolonlife.com/Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S. That's prolonlife.com/Meidas, prolonlife.com/Meidas for this special offer. The Prolon, that's prolonlife.com/Meidas. Check it out. Well, then I asked President Biden what he wants his legacy to be, and here's what he said. Let's play the clip. When history is all told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word that when I said I was going to do something, I did. And that my focus has always been about how to give ordinary people a shot. You probably heard me say it before. My dad used to say, Joey, your job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. It's about being able to be yourself and focus on people who need some help. And the vast majority of the American people, all they want is a chance, just a chance, and they'll do fine.
You see hope?
I do. I am hopeful.
And finally, I'll show you this one clip where I asked President Biden, what do you say to Americans who are nervous right now? Here, play this clip. What do you say to Americans who are understandably very nervous right now, who didn't vote for the other guy, who are fearful of the threats, the rhetoric, the idea of retribution? What do you say to them who are looking at you, who admired your work? And what do you say to them right now who are watching?
We've got to stay involved. We've got to keep fighting. We've got to make clear we're not going away. We're not going away. I'm not going away. I'm going to be deeply involved in the environmental movement, deeply involved in foreign policy, deeply involved in all the things I've been involved in before.
So take that and contrast that to this NBC report that Trump is unconcerned about government shutdowns because it doesn't matter to him because he's not in charge yet. Play this clip.
I mean, Garrett, you know, you just spoke with President-elect Trump. What did he tell you?
Well, a couple things. He is somewhat unconcerned about the prospect of a shutdown right now, if it comes to that, suggesting it would be a shutdown on President Biden's watch, not his.
Now, judge for yourself what true leadership is. You know, I go watch that full interview with President Biden. I think it will stand the test of time. I do. I would love for you to watch it. Check it out. Hit subscribe now. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. We appreciate you as always, Midas Mighty.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.